You have no power here.
I will draw you as poison is drawn from a wound.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. You probably didn't wake up and expect the betting markets to ask, will Donald Trump be the next pope? But that certainly is what is going to happen here. Trump suggests himself as the next pope. Probability, 100%. Because Donald Trump did this at the White House. Here's what he did.
An election.
As Pope? Yeah. I'd like to be Pope. That would be my number one choice. No, I don't know. I have no preference. I must say we have a cardinal that happens to be out of a place called New York who's very good. So we'll see what happens.
President Trump saying there that he wants to be Pope and starting a brand new news cycle where guys like Lindsey Graham, to his 2.2 million followers, say, I endorse Donald Trump as Pope. I was excited to hear President Trump was open to the idea of being the next Pope. It would truly be a dark horse candidate, but it would ask the papal conclave and the Catholic faithful to keep an open mind about the possibility. The first Pope U.S. president combination has many upsides. Watching for white smoke. Would this be Trump's Pope name? Look at all those numerals. There you go. Donald Trump as Pope. Could it potentially happen? Graham jokingly asked conclave Catholics to potentially put Donald Trump in as Pope. We're going to get down to the brass tacks as to who can become Pope and how this all happens. But yeah, a long shot certainly is what you would call it. Yes. Trump says he has no preference for the church ultimately chooses the cardinal out of New York. He's talking about Timothy Dolan, who's extremely based. His remarks come as the Catholic Church sets to decide who the next pope will be in the coming weeks. Pope Francis died at 88 of a stroke. On Monday, Catholic cardinals set May 7th as the start date, so that's next week, as the conclave to elect the next pope. They said the day is the first day of the informal meetings, delaying the secret vote. We don't know when the secret vote will actually be, when that little white smoke will be. Only cardinals under 80 are eligible to vote, and it's not clear how many of the 135 cardinals will elect to participate. Trump did travel to Rome. Was that to campaign for next pope? Trump jokes he'd like to be pope, number one choice. That names a real contender. Trump and his Catholic wife, Melania, were at the funeral of the Vatican. Trump endorses New York Archbishop for the next pope. Cardinal Dolan is extremely based and would be a great option. I mean, why the hell not? Listen to this.
Disappointed. We were looking forward to giving the vice president an enthusiastic welcome. And we were confident that she would find this. You know, she speaks very much about the high ideals and how it's good to get away from division and come together in unity and all. Well, that's what the L. Smith dinner is all about. We haven't given up yet. We're not used to this. We don't know how to handle it. This hasn't happened in 40 years since Walter Mondale turned down the invitation. And remember, he lost 49 out of 50 states. I don't want to say there's a direct connection there. But so we're not used to this. And we're not giving up. You know who's been a help to us, Lauren, is Senator Schumer and Governor Hochul. They both are working hard to see that they convince her to come.
So there's still a chance.
Yeah, and Senator Schumer said to me, he said, I don't think she made the decision. I think her schedulers are saying she can't make it. So we're not giving up. We hope she's there.
Here's Cardinal Dolan and Donald Trump. He's very famous New York bishop. Cardinal Timothy Dolan, Roman Catholic Archbishop of New York. Disappointed that Al Smith didn't attend, that Kamala Harris didn't attend the Al Smith dinner. He sat silent as President Trump. Actually didn't sit silent. He was actually clearly having a great time. Live's going to live. So I don't know. That would be very interesting. First New York Pope. I'd like to be Pope. Trump jokes from the White House. Donald Trump wearing this white and gold hat to remind us of the dangers of him becoming the Pope is slim, but never zero. Wow. Talk about tweets. This tweet from last week. Talk about tweets that aged correctly. Man. And now Donald Trump says he might be Pope. I mean, look, the white and gold hat. You never know. Trump jokes that he'd like to be the next Pope. are losing their minds. I like to be Pope. That's my number one choice. The left is about to lose it. Now the popes are going to be elected out of the Catholic cardinals. Donald Trump is not that. It wouldn't be the first time in Catholic Church history that you've had a big time outside candidate to be Pope. There's been many schisms. There have been many fights over who can be Pope, who's the real Pope, and so on and so forth. History is littered with them. This would be quite an outside shot. Trump should run for Pope. Life tenure, no risk of re-election, being stolen by fraud. Great real estate, the best. Melania would be GOAT, papal first lady. Vatican missing out on the indulgence, income, real opportunity for the next Pope. Vatican already has a great wall. Good point. There you go. What the Vatican would look like under Pope Trump. I'd convert to Catholicism if Trump were Pope. Okay. Trump shows, I want to be the next Pope. Trump as Pope. My entire timeline is littered with AIs of Trump as Pope. Vance visits the Pope. The Pope passes away. Trump talks about being the next Pope. Trump definitely had Vance kill the Pope so he could be the next Pope. Yes. All right. How do we get the next Pope? Here we go. This is the breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the long shots. Again, history of the Catholic Church for 2,000 years is littered with papal controversies and battles for who is the true Pope. And definitely some dark horse and outside shots becoming Pope. So I guess never say never. But as you can see here, it would be quite the long shot. Here you go.
There could be possibly the next Pope. I don't know what this stands out to you as. It's not exactly Thursday's NFL draft. We've had a chance to look at all of them and their pluses and minuses at an Indianapolis Superdome. But what stands out there, the region, one thing we can comment on the region. What region do you think we're most likely looking at?
Anyone who tells you they know who the next Pope is or they have a pretty good idea is absolutely wrong. Now, yes, of course, there are leading cardinals in the sense that they are more prominent. But let me tell you, what's going to happen, Brian, is the cardinals that are under the age of 80, also those who are over 80, they will go to Rome, but only those under the age of 80 will vote. Right? There's not that many of them.
Just over 100.
138, I believe, right now. They will be the only ones voting. And many of them don't know each other.
All right.
Right? So they're going to go to Rome and they're going to have meetings and everyone's going to have a chance to stand up and say what they believe is the proper direction of the church. People will be watching them. Then they will all begin to talk and they will meet in restaurants in Rome and in hotel rooms and they will begin to discuss, who do you like? What about this person? And they will be talking about then 5, 6, 7, 8 people. When the cardinals walk into the Sistine Chapel to make their first vote, which will be probably about 6 days or so after his funeral, which could happen probably at the end of this week, when they walk into the Sistine Chapel, they will not know who the next pope is probably going to be. Mm-hmm. They will take a first vote. They'll see who gets the biggest numbers of votes, and then they begin to say, who's my second option? Who's my third option? Who is actually realistically able to be elected given the diversity of the College of Cardinals?
And the whole white smoke, black smoke thing?
That's so cool, isn't it?
Right.
You like
white
that.
White smoke is we got a pope. Black smoke, we got to keep voting.